I think we're live. We're live, everyone. Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a news stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful February 21st, 2025. I hope everyone's having a great day, and of course, we are joined by Mr. Real Texas Politics.
Hello.
So yeah, there's a lot to get to today. We got to talk about the whole war in Ukraine. We got to talk about Corey Mills. We got to talk about the Florida governor race. A lot to get to. It's gonna be a very busy day, but before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content, and if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I've read through as much of chat as possible, and I think we got a super chat goal again. Yeah, we do. Again, yeah, it's YouTube's thing, the send a super chat, and yeah, support the content, I guess. So, yeah. Is it up? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. Alrighty, we got a super chat to read. Let me pull it up. Did I miss one? Yeah, I did. Okay. Mike for 2. Late Israel politics take my money. Oh, gosh. Thanks for the super chat.
Oh yeah, Randy Fine. That's a character.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I
Yes.
can't even show that on stream, I don't think.
I mean, I'm not exactly pro-Palestine, but this guy is like legitimately calling for
Genocide.
yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, for those that don't know, Randy Fine is the new congressman for, Florida.
Well,
He's
soon to be new
soon to be,
congressman.
sorry, but what is it? Florida 12, is it?
The 6.
6, okay. Yeah, and, well, I don't know why Trump backed this guy, but anyways, Randy Fine, he takes being a Zionist to a whole nother level. Like, he calls himself a Zionist, but I don't even think he's a Zionist. I just think...
This guy is like flat out Israel first.
Yeah. And he's basically saying they want to genocide, Palestinians.
I mean, he is an Israeli nationalist running. That's going to be an American congressman.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not, like Real Texas said, I'm not really pro-Palestine. I really don't care, if I'm being honest. But it's like, you can't have a congressman calling for, like, the genocide of people. I mean, really? That's your plan? K-Cup for 5. Been seeing a lot more diversity on the attack ads against Crawford in Wisconsin, highlighting her being weak on crime, and Pritzker and Source funding her. Yeah, she's screwed. I mean, we're actually outspending her in Wisconsin right now by a lot.
So anyways, yeah, if you live in Florida 6, just vote your conscience.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, just primary amount in 2026. Get rid of him.
Oh yeah, because I think there was a video of him like hiding under a desk or something.
Yeah, and now he wants to make that illegal or something.
Yeah,
The guy's a nut job.
I mean, I think Trump endorsed him as like payback because he originally supported DeSantis and then switched to Trump.
Yeah.
And then now he like absolutely despises DeSantis.
Yeah, I don't know. So... Trump better wake up to that one because that's pretty bad. Crick mode for 2. I'm calling the late American politics tariffs late fees do better. Oh, thank you. Andrew Jones for 2. In my home state, Trump endorsed Byron for governor. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. American Nerd for 10. From Killing Coolidge Project, Trump slams James Carville. The Democrats run by broken down losers like Carville. Those weak of mind and body are going crazy and just don't know what to do. Yeah, I saw that.
You know, in fairness, Carville's a raging Cajun. That's what they call him.
But yeah,
I mean, he's been kind of critical of party leadership.
I know, but it's so funny. Like,
I mean, didn't he call like? I mean, I think he was in like a Zoom call with a bunch of like youth leaders.
Yeah, he did.
I think he called one of them an F word, and
yeah, I know. Yeah, so. He says pretty very interesting things. But that's James Carville for you. He says what he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
McNabb for 5. Rap, just to further what I said about Cassidy, yes, yesterday, he's not popular here in Louisiana. I want Clay Higgins to replace him. I think Higgins is going to win that race. I think Cassidy's screwed. Especially Trump backs.
It'll depend. I mean, if Trump either just basically encourages him to run or just backs Fleming.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But all right. So, yeah, but about the Randy Fine guy, just why do we gotta elect someone like that? Why? I never liked him.
I mean, the other thing is that Florida is like easily the most Zionist state in the country.
That's weird. That is very strange to think that. But
well, I mean, one, there's a lot of Jews there, but also
it is a Republican state. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird though. It's like Randy Fine. That's the next. Oh gosh,
Mhm.
I cannot believe that's who's going to be the next congressman.
Like
Uh,
genuinely, I feel like he'd be a better fit in like Israel's legislature.
Yeah, he would be probably. He unironically would be better in the freaking Israeli legislature or whatever it's called.
I don't know,
I mean,
but
you can't have
regardless.
freaking the you can't have this guy saying he like wants to bomb Palestinians or whatever. It's like, well, dude, what are you doing? All right, let's see. South Florida's a lot of Jews. I know that, but this isn't South Florida.
This is like Northeast Florida.
Yeah, this is towards like Orlando, Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's mainly like Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area.
We should run Randy Fine for governor. Oh
For
gosh,
governor. Oh god.
no, no Randy Fine for governor. No, that'd be a disaster.
Make Florida Israel.
That's what he would do. All right, so speaking of Florida, we got to talk about the Byron Donalds situation because for those that don't know, Trump just endorsed Byron Donalds for governor of Florida. So it's official. This was long speculated. I mean, we kind of known for months that he was going to run, but Donalds all but confirmed he's running. I mean, when they say announcement coming soon, like I don't think they can legally announce it yet for whatever reason.
I mean, usually once Trump basically calls on somebody to run, they run.
Yeah. Yes.
So
So Trump is backing Byron Donalds for governor, which is a huge W. I mean, Donalds is the best. He's probably a top 10 congressman. Easily.
Yeah.
Probably the best of Florida delegation, maybe. Maybe
I mean,
outside
it's basically a freeway tie between him, Luna, and Mills.
well, we'll get to Mills in a
Which we'll get to
second.
Yeah.
Let's see. American Nerd for 2. Sad news. Hooters plans to file for bankruptcy. What's the guy's name? Who's that troll on Twitter that like, goes there all the time?
Oh, that's the Australian guy.
Yeah, it's like, is he gonna buy that Hooters? Did he
Maybe,
say
I don't
that?
know.
Mike for 2. Donald supports Donalds, of course. W, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That he's backing Donalds, which is a big win. But for whatever reason, the Simps just despise this guy. Like, I know it comes out of the fact that he's backed by Trump, but it's like, dude, Byron Donalds has like a top 5 voting record, or top 10, I should say. I mean, what's the excuse these people are using? Like, oh, he missed a couple votes. That's
They're using that as an excuse. There's probably some campaign finance stuff. He stayed silent during the amendments. He has a criminal record from 25 years ago.
Wow, 25 years ago? I mean, they're going to use the Democrat stuff, aren't they? Where he was like a Democrat 15 years ago.
He's from New York, so they'll call him a carpetbagger.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean,
there's a chance they might even manufacture a Mark Robinson type scandal against him.
You know, I would be. I mean, listen, these people are so scummy. I mean, remember they try to remember the whole fake sources with oh yeah, Trump is actually in the mentally decline. You know, remember that? It's like, yeah, he's mentally declining because a source said so in the campaign. It's just
and by the way, I should also add that the person they want to run is not even going to run.
Yeah. So what's the point?
Now they'll still, have a right in Casey DeSantis movement, but
these people are dumb.
And or some of them will just vote Democrat. But
yeah. Let's see.
I mean, who even is their like alternative in the primary?
Gosh. Whoops, sorry about that. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Like, Casey DeSantis was their only candidate. That's who they were banking on, which is still dumb, but I don't know.
I mean, they might. I mean, the only other like publicly expressed interest people are, I mean, there's Gates, which they're definitely not going to support him.
Yeah.
And then there's Ashton Hayward, who's the mayor of Pensacola. Wilton Simpson is the Florida Agriculture Commissioner.
But he's terrible.
Yeah, he got into a feud with DeSantis over the immigration stuff.
Yeah, the Florida that guy's awful. He's like one of the biggest rhinos in Florida, so
And he beat a Democrat, so.
yeah. I'm trying to think like who they got then. It's literally Casey DeSantis. What are they gonna
He's
make?
not even running.
Are they gonna make like one of Ron DeSantis' kids run or something?
They're like 5 years old.
Yeah, just like at this point they would probably push for that. I mean, these people are so ridiculous. I mean, Byron Donalds has a top 10 record. In fact, I'm gonna pull up America First Insight. I don't know what I think it's A+ he has. Let's check.
I think he's the top rated in the whole country.
He's up there. Let's see. Scorecard. Let's
Hey, what's
see.
up, John?
Hey, John.
Hello.
Welcome
Heard
to
you guys
hell.
talking about Byron.
Yep. So I'm trying to pull up Byron Donalds' voting record. Donalds. Yeah, he has an A+ on America First Insight. So what the hell are these people talking about? He has a freaking A+. And immigration.
But they're MAGA. They're MAGA.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm like one of the top people at America First Insight. So I'm a little bit biased, but like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, he has a 94%. And A on immigration, B on economics, A on social issues, and B on anti-uniparty. So I don't get what they're complaining about. I honestly don't know. What's the actual reason to be against Donalds? Because he's supported by Trump?
Yeah, that's all I have.
I mean, if they're gonna just admit that, just be honest with it. But these people are saying no, it's because Donalds does not have the experience to be governor. Yet they want Casey DeSantis. Has Casey DeSantis ever been in any like political office before?
Nope.
So
She's just, she's just Ron's wife.
Yeah, just Ron's wife. I mean, Donalds was what, in the state legislature for like 4 years, and then Congress for 6, wasn't it?
Byron, yeah.
So he has experience. What the hell are they talking about?
Congress in 2021, state house for 4 years. I think he was in the military as well. I could be wrong.
All right, Richard Hanford 2. Why are the Senate GOP so fiscally incompetent? Oh, we'll get to that one because that's just ridiculous what they're pulling. Electability. Yeah, they're worried about electability in Florida.
Oh yeah, before Casey DeSantis was first lady. I mean, she was just a news anchor.
Yeah, so how can she have experience but Donalds doesn't?
Because she's Ron's wife.
The funniest cope was when they said, like, because she was a first lady, that gives her experience or something.
And I mean, sorry. And, I mean, Casey wouldn't be a bad governor, but...
It would just be Ron DeSantis. That's what it comes down to. They just want DeSantis a third term. Which, okay, I understand that.
Maybe they're just a little worried about, like, the family remaining relevant, which I really, think is I think that's a dumb concern, because Ron has made it really clear, based off of his actions, that he's going to make himself very relevant. He's going to try to be relevant on the national stage. So, like, I think this whole
he's
prepping
gonna
for,
run for president again.
Yeah,
he's gonna stay in the national conversation, and this whole Casey DeSantis for governor thing is just like
a LARP.
It was something that they had planned like before, and they can't let go of it, just like they can't let go of anything else. So
I don't know. It just, to me, it's a waste of time. Because here's what the idiots don't understand. If Casey DeSantis loses the primary, do they not understand that's going to kill his career for good? Because that's just an embarrassment to lose your own state. I know that's not Ron running, but people are just going to associate Casey with Ron, obviously. All right, American Nerd.
It's just a bad move.
Yeah.
Which, again, is also irrelevant because she's not going to run.
Yeah, she's not going to run. So what's the point? Who the hell do these people got? Freaking Randy Fine?
Pretty sure they don't even like Randy Fine because Trump endorsed him.
Oh my gosh. So who do they like then?
Anyone that calls Trump, the H man.
Oh gosh. American Nerd for 5 rap. Given the Casey DeSantis was a former TV reporter, she kind of gives me Carrie Lake vibes, but more incompetent. Well, I would say this: Casey DeSantis, she wanted to be the first lady. I mean, that's just a fact. So, I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see if she's not going to run, but she's one of those people that she was a big reason Ron even ran in the first place. So, all right. Let's see. I don't think Casey DeSantis is even going to run. Yeah, she's not going to run it. Didn't she say no? Right?
Ron himself said she wasn't going to run.
Yeah, so why are we debating this?
And Ron DeSantis might even endorse Donald.
If he endorses Donald, oh my gosh. I hope that happens, because these people's brains would be fried. Because what are they going to do now? Their Lord and Savior Ron is supporting Donald's. Are they going to oppose him?
He doesn't really support Donald. He's just doing it to get on Trump's good side.
Oh my gosh.
He actually supports this other guy. I don't know.
Yeah, just to be like that one idiot from like Florida First to try to challenge Gates. What's his name again?
Aaron Dimmick.
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest rhinos ever. He may run, but
I don't know. I mean, if Donald's is like the only like actual candidate, then he's gonna probably get like 95% of the votes.
Yeah, I guarantee
in the primary.
Right when he announces, he's getting the endorsement of like the entire House delegation of Florida, like every one of them. So this is dumb. Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. Could Suarez run? I don't think so, but
Suarez is a potential candidate.
What?
Suarez is a potential candidate. I don't know if
I don't think we do shit though. I don't see him winning that.
Nunez actually resigned a few days ago, so Nunez is now the president of Florida International University.
Good. She was the one person I was concerned about. All right.
Yeah, I don't think she was ever going to run anyways.
No, but yeah,
the lieutenant governor position in Florida is now vacant.
Hope we get someone good in there, because she was awful. She was bottom. She was like F tier. All right. Does DeSantis do slightly better in 28 due to Trump not running? I would argue worse. Because 2024 was like a peak of Ron. Well, not the peak, but he was in a much stronger position. Now he's not. He got embarrassed in Iowa, and now he's screwed. So I don't see him coming back.
Tyrone says hi.
What?
Tyrone says hi.
Oh.
And
Fort Knox stuff. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit. Who do you think will run and win the Democrat Florida primary? Who cares? Honestly, who cares? I mean,
let me look here. They actually do have a list of potentials.
People are thinking about running in Florida still.
Okay, so on the publicly expressed interest list, we have Fentress Driscoll.
Who?
She's the minority leader of the Florida House.
Bruh.
She's also a black woman.
Yep, she got the nomination.
Chevron Jones is a member of the Florida Senate. He's a black man and he's gay.
Are they so black and gay?
I guess. And then there's Jason Pizzo, who's the minority leader of the Florida Senate.
Man,
and he's white.
What a great bench. What a great bench they got in Florida.
On the potential candidates list is the mayor of Miami-Dade County, Daniela Levine Cava.
So basically a bunch of token candidates, basically.
Yeah. And Nikki Friedis declined to run.
Wow, she's still be the chairwoman?
Oh yeah, she got reelected as chair.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's old news.
When did she get reelected?
Last year.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember
now. Like right after the election.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
And and the other thing, John Morgan from Morgan & Morgan might run as an independent.
Why?
I don't know.
All right, Tony Vatila, stand for 5. If Trump did run in 2024, would Ron have gotten the nomination? Yes, but I don't think he would have won. That's my take. What I think would have happened. What?
Also, Chevron Jones is the chair of the Miami-Dade County Democrat Party.
Oh, fun. So they have no bench. That's basically what you're saying. No bench.
Yeah, no. Donalds is winning by at least 15.
Yeah, but here's my hot take. If Trump didn't run in 2024, if he would have got shot and died, here's my take. I think RFK would have won. That's my hot take. because a bunch of Trump voters would have voted for him. There, I said it. I said it. It would have been RFK. But
I think Gates is still in the expressed interest column.
Why just decline already?
I mean, I know they kind of had a rivalry before, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He might. I don't know. I don't think he's actually going to run, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think he's going to, because doesn't he still have that shitty show on like OAN?
Yeah.
So he's not going to run. All right. These Sims probably believe that Donalds will underperform in 2026. Oh yeah, he'll win by like 19 or whatever, and be like, oh, he underperformed Ron by a point. It's like, who freaking cares? Who cares if it's Ron or if he wins by 19 or 20? What's the difference? All right, big W for Vance in 2020. Yeah, Vance is gonna win it. I mean, just stop pretending otherwise.
I agree. Vance will be the next Florida governor.
Oh God,
no,
not like
no,
that.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, you know how funny it would be though? It's like he actually has the same Trump arc where he moves to Florida. It's his home state.
That would be pretty good.
I don't think he's going
yeah,
to.
No.
Because
Ohio would be really upset.
I have a gut feeling who his VP is going to be, which we'll get to in a second. But American Nerd for 2. What?
Well, who, Vance or what?
For Vance, yeah.
Well, I was joking about like how he like very quickly shifted between the Florida governor conversation and Vance, and so I was being like, "Yep, Vance will be the next governor of Florida."
Real. American Nerd for 2. Do you think Francis Suarez will run for governor? No, I don't think he's not relevant. K-Cup for 5. All I want in 2020 is for when we have a GOP debate and Chris Christie steps on his stage and sees JD Vance and realizes he has to debate him. Yeah, it's just he's gonna run again. It sounds like Christie's gonna run again. Oh, these people never learn.
For president?
Yeah. That's a rumor going around. He's gonna run again.
Well, Chris Christie was at that, like the dumb failures conference or whatever it was.
We call it the losers conference.
The losers conference. No, Stephen Chung, who is like, an official White House correspondent or whatever. Like, I forget his official title. Yeah, but Chung was like, "This is the cuckold convention."
It is. Look who's freaking there. You have freaking Mark Cuban and Kinzinger, freaking Liz Cheney. I gotta pull up the picture here because you want to see a lot of winners. I gotta pull this up. Yeah, Shane posted that, right? Chun?
Yeah, Chun. So Stephen Chung, like the kind
amazing.
Of the bald guy, the bald Asian looking guy.
Yep, I found it. So it's called the Principal's First Summit, and he calls it
the Lincoln Project's basically thing.
Yeah, it's the cuck convention. He calls it. American Nerd for 3, Vance Rubio 2028. We'll get to that in a second, but yeah. So here's who's showing up to this freaking. This is the cuck convention. That's the best way to put it. Mark Cuban, Jared Paulus, Chris Christie, Barbara Comstock, George Conway, Michael Ludding, Adam Kinzinger, Jeff Duncan, Michelle Steele, or Michael Steele, Elisa Thora, whatever her name is, Gary Kasparov, S. Hutchinson, John Bolton, Alberto Gonzalez, Sarah Longwell, Harry Dunn, Tim Miller, Heath Mayo, Michael Fano, Steve Hayes, and Stephen Richer. Man, what a great group of people.
AKA the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah, that's all this freaking is. It's literally the cuck convention. It is. Honestly, of the people listed here, are any of them winners? Are any of them winners here?
Well, I mean,
I have no comments here. I'm just laughing.
Congress, but...
yeah, they got the Capitol Cop. Yes, Harry Dunn. That's right.
Yeah, that guy, he lost the primary that he probably should have won.
Oh my gosh.
He was running as a resist live in Maryland.
And lost.
Should have won that. And he didn't.
This is... this is the embodiment of the Democrat Party, by the way. This is who they're running. This is their party now. Yeah, I'm surprised Romney didn't show up. Well, Romney probably realized it's just over, but...
Yeah, this is like the neocon wing of the Democrat Party that's forming. It's like they're all supposed to look really serious, but they're all wholly unelectable,
Yeah,
and many of them are just actually retarded.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
like
I'm sorry, but when your headliners are Mark Cuban and Chris Christie, and not the Chris Christie from 10 years ago, the new Chris
This is
Christie.
Donald Duck, Chris Christie.
Yeah.
also just like every single time I see a video of John Bolton speaking, I lose IQ points. Like I'm
I mean, this
just
guy
like
is
sitting
he's dumber than a rock.
Oh,
He is.
by the way, Rob Sand, the state auditor of Iowa, is teasing to run for governor.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, I think he has the only Democrat statewide office holder in Iowa.
All right. Tony Vatila stand for 2 is a summit in Madison, Wisconsin. No, it's in the swamp. It's in D.C. I mean, my question is, why do Democrats think that's a good idea? Why?
They want a moderate grift, even though they can't change their policies to cater to moderates, and so they feel like if they pump out a bunch of these people to counter signal the other side, that they will like court more like moderate Republicans and take back some Democrats they lost.
Well, I mean, like, me and Mark, we had our podcast recorded yesterday on America First Insight. We're talking about this. It's like, wait a minute, the Democrat Party, they're ran by the most schizophrenic people possible, like David Hogg, he had posted some interesting stuff yesterday. But then like Kenyatta and who's the other person? Ken Martin? The 3 idiots running the
Yeah.
party now? It's like
Yeah.
you combine that with the most unelectable people in American politics. These are the most unelectable people in American politics. And you
Yeah.
get the Democrat Party.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of where we're coming to a head, which is where the Democrats still haven't, the thing that they haven't figured out is that people want real substantive change, not just in Washington, D.C., but in the parties. And we've been giving substantive change to the Republican Party. It hasn't been as fast as any of us want it, but it's been changing. And in the Democrat Party, they don't care about substance, they care about appearance. And this gives off the appearance that they are more moderate than they think they are. And so like they think like literally the whole thing is like, well, our smoke and mirrors last time just didn't work with Kamala Harris. Let's make a better smoke and mirrors for next time. That's literally all this is. It's just like
Yeah.
we don't want to change, we don't want to be different, we don't want to be more electable. We just want to appear more electable because, you know, that'll work and it won't.
All right.
And one more thing. Democracy.
Democracy, yeah.
Democracy.
K-Cup for 5. Is there a picture of Chris Christie sitting on a stool for a conference and the chair visibly communicates, I can't do that much longer? I streamed that! I heard the chair snap, not snap, but like, I heard it like creak a little bit when he sat on it. So, listen.
Donald Duck.
Yeah, I mean, like, the chair, you heard, like, it made a sound when he sat on it. But yeah, so, I mean, the Democratic Party, it's like, and actually, yeah, Tom and Chad is bringing up a good point. They're establishing globalist neoliberals economically, but batshit insane socially. Yeah, that's the best way to put the Democratic Party. They pick those unpopular parts of each party and mix it into one. They combine the insane social policy of like AOC and like David Hogg or whatever with the neoliberal economics of like freaking like the George Bushes of the world, and then the foreign policy of John Bolton. That's your plan? You're picking the most unpopular parts of each party. So, this is just fun. But the real question is, like, are they going to ever learn? Like, honestly, are they going to ever learn their lesson?
No.
Well, if they don't, they die.
Because they think you're racist.
Oh my gosh. What stream was that? It was one of the Chris Christie town halls. I remember, I heard the chair make a sound when he sat on it.
Is that the one when he dropped out of where he suspended his campaign?
Nope,
or
that wasn't. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'm surprised Bill Kristol isn't here. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Yeah, where's Liz Cheney?
I don't know.
She's not on this lineup, but I think like the bigger point I was like thinking of with Stephen Chung like dunking on it is that there's just so many White House officials in like several different capacities, people that do very serious things that are secretaries of agencies and stuff. There's also just like genuinely people that are just paid all day to like respond online. And there's a lot deeper of a connection with this White House and its kind of younger online constituency. And this has been noticed by people both on the left and the right. And so like the people on the left are like, well, they're just taking all their cues from the Nazis online. But like the way we see it, and it's like, oh, this is really cool. They're like, they're like interfacing with us. Like the Rapid Response 47 posted a SpongeBob meme to ratio the state of New York. So
oh my gosh, that was so. I mean, whichever intern did that should be fired. But they're not gonna fire them. So.
You mean the New York intern, not the Rapid Response?
No, the New York intern. No, the New York intern is a joke. Whoever did that.
Beep beep babes, you're going to court. Heart emoji.
It's like they're actually running. You can't make this up. They're running on increasing prices for everything. That's what they're running on.
Yeah, they want their wookable cities, and they don't want to fix the subway because they think you're racist if you don't want to ride the subway.
We're fighting for our right to steal $10 from you every time you go to work.
These people are so freaking dumb. And it's like it gets even worse. Look at the freaking Robert Garcia stuff. You guys hear about this? Well, when Congressman Garcia of, like, I think California 42nd did, this genius, he threatened Elon Musk on air. All right? You guys hear about this? For those that...
Threatened Elon Musk.
What?
He threatened Elon Musk.
Yeah. So what he said was, during a live interview with CNN, and again, the DOJ is already after him. Here's what they said. Or he said this, all right? What the American public wants is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight for democracy. That's what he said on national TV. And the Democrats are saying, what about free speech? Well, what happened to freedom of speech? This guy's calling for people to bring weapons to a bar fight. Gee, I wonder what he's talking about.
AKA, he's calling for the A word of Elon Musk.
Yeah. I mean, the entirety of Reddit is doing it. The entirety of Blue Sky is pushing for this. I mean, this is crazy. Now we got congressmen saying, yeah, bring weapons. It's insane. And now the DOJ thankfully is going after these people. I mean, listen, I think Reddit should be shut down. Have you guys seen how bad Reddit's got in the past 3 months?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. These people, they actually want to assassinate. They want to start killing people. They actually want to start killing people.
It's literally the breeding ground for the next Luigi.
Yeah. I mean,
the main thing that I see here in this situation is that, we had this big issue a few months ago where Democrats refused to turn down the temperature after our candidate was almost killed twice, and actually physically shot in one of those two occasions. And there was possibly more events that we were never told about. But again, at the end of the day, our president and our candidate had his life at risk, and they utterly refused to actually tone down the rhetoric. They were attacking our guys. I remember the first attack I saw was like maybe 36 hours after the event took place at the RNC, someone going after Don Jr. And so it's just one of these things where it's like they refuse to tone down the temperature themselves, and their base requires them to be radical lunatics in order to satiate their desires. So, because they're all freaking crazy, the only way that we can actually lower the temperature is serious legal action against people threatening the lives of our workers in the White House.
Listen, listen. It's one thing to, like, be frustrated about the fact you lost, but the call for violence? It's like everybody in every every freaking Reddit post, you look at the comments, it's like, yeah, we need to start hunting down conservatives because they're starting a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Reddit's a dating app for Antifa? Yeah, basically. The sad part is this was expected to happen to appear because they see the GOP holding politics for at least a whole generation. Well, that's another thing. It's like, some of them realize they're screwed for a while. Because they're not going to change. But they really think, oh, this is because the America's racist. We got to stop it. Just dumb. It's just This is not good. This is not healthy for society. I mean, has a society ever survived anything like this? When like a third of the country wants violence?
I mean, yeah, we're going to survive it, and things are going to tone down. And the reason things are going to turn down is because uh, we've been through a decade now of this completely manufactured hysteria, and there's a large portion of the population, even a chunk of people that vote Democrat, that just realize it's not real. And the Democrat voters, they rationalize it by being like, well, this is how you energize people to get out and vote. But that percentage of the hysteric population, even though it's more radical and it's calling for more violence, it's getting smaller every
That's
day.
true.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that. I think that what we're seeing is the pool's getting smaller, but they're getting more dangerous. And at the end of the day, everybody will recognize them as a threat to good society, decent society. And when Trump doesn't, start concentration camps for gay people or whatever, at the end of the day, they're gonna be fine. Everybody's just gonna calm down,
What
but
I
it's
think,
it's gonna take it's gonna take another cycle
you
to
know how
get
you deal
there.
with these people? You set an example. Go after Robert Garcia. Go after AOC. These people are
Yeah,
threatening
sure.
us? Okay. You're going to jail. You're going to threaten us live on TV? Okay. Here you go. Life in jail. Goodbye. And throw away the key. That's how you deal with these people. Set an example. And then I hope
Oh,
the DOJ,
the,
they go
the
after these people on
Constitution.
Reddit. I really hope they get Reddit to give them the like IP stuff. That's my take. You can't have these people in society.
Oh, but the Constitution.
Yeah, these people, meanwhile, these same assholes wanted to ban free speech a couple years ago. In fact, they're saying free speech is a threat. This is not free speech, by the way. What these people are pushing for, it's violence. I mean, that's against the law, but they don't care.
I know. I mean, I've been around a while. I've seen probably the most horrible things you could probably see on the internet, on the right wing and the left wing. Um, and I don't really see this as like me wanting to. I want Reddit to be monitored for anybody actually planning stuff, but I don't see it as dangerous because I just remember all the stuff. It's just Reddit's turned into left wing 4chan. It's just all the most horrible things that people would post on right wing 4chan 10 years ago are just the same horrible things they're posting on left wing on Reddit. It's just that the moderators will ban you if you even hiccup a slightly wrong opinion, and then they let these complete lunatics run free. If Reddit wanted to save its reputation as a company, as a platform, social media platform, it would police this a lot more than it
Yeah,
does. But at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me that these people are there. It just means I want surveillance on them, just like they
listen.
surveilled all of us. So
Yeah, again, listen. I'm for free speech. Like, if you hate a politician, that's your right to have that. But to call for violence, no, that's not good. Godsmack Era 69 for 5. Funny thing is, if you squint, Kathy Hochul looks like she could be Chrissy Noam's long lost ugly sister. That's actually kind of right. American Nerd for 10. Rap. Based on what these people are acting and saying on Reddit and Blue Sky, it makes it sound like that sounds like that guy from the Civil War movie asking people, "What kind of American are you?" They're just schizophrenic. They're just
yeah.
schizophrenics. Because the Democrat Party, they've gaslit these people so much into thinking that, oh, it's the end of America as we know it. It's a two-man dictatorship.
Honestly, Blue
Well,
Sky's probably even worse than
I mean,
Oh, it is.
Reddit.
it'll be really embarrassing, but for those functional members of society that have to go work and have to go to school and have to do their normal daily routine, eventually they're going to get towards the end of Trump's second term and be like, wait a second,
Nothing
society didn't
changed.
fall apart.
Yeah.
Society didn't collapse. We didn't fall into a dictatorship. We're still having an election. And like they're never going to admit it, but quietly they'll say to themselves, I guess I should cool down. I guess I should chill out. Maybe I shouldn't even be engaged in politics. I think a lot of people will say
That's why
that.
things that happen, but there's always been this radical sect. That's why I'm saying
No,
set an example.
they'll just claim that Vance is going to be the real dictator and Trump was the respectable bipartisan.
All I'm saying is that this crap wears thin eventually. Like they were able to successfully do the whole shtick, like of calling Republican candidates Mustache Man for 80 years. And now we're finally at this moment where we elected Mustache Man even when they kept threatening and saying he was Mustache Man over and over again. So we're at a cultural shift where I think everything's running way too thin for just the average human being.
I'm wondering.
I
I
don't
mean,
think. yeah, I don't think this lasts too much longer. That's
I
my
find it
point.
funny though. It's like Trump is the first dictator in history to shrink the size of government.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a dictator. Surely. All right. Let's see here. Advanced derangement syndrome incoming. Oh, it's gonna be worse. I think it's gonna be more deranged, but it's not gonna be as effective because people realize it's bullshit.
I
Like
wish we had respect. I wish we had respectable Republicans like Trump.
it's gonna happen. Watch. It happened with Bush. It happened with Reagan. The same thing's gonna happen again. They're gonna say Trump was actually the respectable conservative. All right. K Cup for 5. My friend slash old coworker got off of X/Twitter and Facebook because they're ran by uncivilized white men. Now she's on Blue Sky. Who wants to tell her? Yeah, the people that run Blue Sky are like white resist liberals.
Well, like, isn't the head of X like a woman?
Yeah.
Like, isn't it literally a woman?
Yeah. But still, you could say I still think Elon's technically in control, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. But like the person actually running day-to-day operations is a woman, so it's like uncivilized white men. What are you talking about?
All right, play rude guy for 5. Yesterday, Trump asked if he should run again. The crowd overwhelmingly approved. I also support Trump's 2028 run. Vance will endorse Trump 2028. It's not happening, guys. That was funny when Trump said he's not actually serious.
He's gonna probably tease it for like the entirety of his
Yeah, because
presidency.
it's Trump. He's a freaking promoter of stuff. He's a marketer.
Now that said, there is a bill in the House to let Trump run for a
I think
third term.
my opinion, it's dumb. Just let Trump have it at it for 4 years. Be done. Then we advance.
No, you're a rhino if you don't support Trump 2028.
Madison, Wisconsin is basically Blue Sky in real life. It is. The sad part is that's real. Madison, Wisconsin's the Blue Sky in real life. The respectable Republicans. I can't wait for that. This happens every like generation. Remember when they called Bush a Hitler, like the clone of Hitler, like he was a Nazi.
Yeah, when they were in the top of the anti-war rhetoric, they called him that. I think I don't remember Romney being called Mustache Man, but I do remember him
he was. I'm pretty sure he was.
I remember him being compared to a slaveholder by Joe Biden.
Yeah, I mean, you had John McCain. They called him the same thing. Mitt Romney, they did. Bush, Dole, H.W. Bush, Reagan, Ford. They've been doing this for 50 years, 60 years.
I'm pretty sure Truman compared fucking I think Truman actually compared Dewey to Mustache Man.
Are you serious? Something
Yeah,
happened for 70 years?
75 years.
My gosh. Every Republican since Nixon's been called a Nazi. Well, it might have been Dewey first then. I did not know that. Was it actually Dewey that called him a Nazi? Oh, these people. These people. Alright, Truman actually did. Really? Did they say the same thing for Barry Goldwater? Yeah, they did. They did for everybody. I mean, I don't get, these people, they compare everything to World War II. I don't get why. Why is everything always, related to World War II in some way? Like, oh, Putin invades Ukraine, and he's Hitler.
This is from a New York Times article in 1948.
Holy crap. Let me show this on stream. You posted this in October. Wow.
Yeah, I was replying to Polling USA.
President likens Dewey to Hitler as fascist tool. Says when bigots, profiteers can control a country, they select frontmen to rule. Dictatorship stressed. Truman tells Chicago audience, a Republican victory will threaten U.S. liberty. Oh my gosh. They've been doing this since 1948. My gosh.
Actually, John Rose was the guy that gave me that information.
So you're telling me
I was zoned out. What was the information?
I had asked back in October before the election happened the earliest example of an American politician being compared to him.
Governor Dewey, right?
Oh my gosh. It's been happening
Dewey.
all this time. Since the end of World War II. Every single day. For
they waited
years.
they waited exactly 3 years after World War II to start accusing our candidates of being literally mustache man.
Well, that explains why the boomer generation's like so insane. Because they've been hearing it for 70 years. That everyone's a Nazi.
Yes. Yeah.
They call Eisenhower a Nazi? No, they call him a communist.
And again, we just have to have a conversation with people about, and like, we have to have a conversation with boomers, with evangelicals, with like any Jewish supporters, whatever. Just be like, listen, a lot of horrible stuff happened in World War II, and we think we're the good guys, and we think we beat the bad guys, and we're cool with that narrative. But like, please, please let us stop talking about it, because the framing basically is used to browbeat right-wing opinions from ever being able to be culturally significant. And it has destroyed the country. It will destroy the country. It will destroy the only safe haven for a large different like selection of people around the world. And you just need to calm the F down and stop talking about World War II, because it's not helping anyone anymore.
Apparently, I think even Lyndon Johnson was compared to him.
Oh, this is a stupid. I mean, like, George Wallace was called one too. It's like, they've been doing this for 80 years. It's just insane.
Mhm.
All right, Rap, which dictator did people accuse others of being before Austrian painter? You really did have that. Like, the closest was, like, anytime a Catholic would run for president, they would call him, like, a puppet of the Pope or something, but you really never had this before.
I think the worst thing you could be compared to before then was the Pope.
Yeah, well, you're probably right. It was probably being the Pope. You're probably right.
Al Smith.
Yeah, it's Al Smith and, was there another one that ran? I think there was.
Well, I mean, that we know of Kennedy, but there probably have been other ones before then that never actually made it past the primary.
Yeah. All right, American Nerd for 5. The only Republican that people can't call Mustache Man was Ike because he kicked Mustache Man's butt, though. The John Birch people call him a commie. They probably did call him fascist, though. So. All right. Well, Andrew Jackson was likened to a king. I know, but, like, I guess you could say it was, like, you were called the king, and then probably, like, the Pope, and then, like, no, Hitler.
Everyone's freaking out about Trump calling himself a king.
He's just bullshitting. And people bring up, like, this... Go on.
I'm not entirely sure. Was he calling himself a king? Because I thought that he was just referring to New York City itself. Long live the king that is New York City, but whatever.
I don't know, but, like, he does that. I think he does that just to mess with Dems a little bit. Like,
oh yeah, I know. He loves screwing with people. But to answer the question, I was in the other room while you're talking about it. The main thing that that they would call it, like at the start of the progressive movement, you would just be compared to like a really greedy monopoly man, except usually you were depicted in cartoons as like looking like a pig with a giant belly. You know, that was usually like the imagery. It's like you're a greedy capitalist that helps the because remember, like, Teddy Roosevelt was like doing a bunch of reform to try and like bring up standards inside of factories and stuff. So like the opposition to like America at the time was always just like super greedy capitalists that like make people's lives miserable. That was the thing you were called back then.
All right. Hold up. We got breaking news, everybody. We got breaking news. Let me pull this up. Yep, breaking. According to French media, President Donald Trump is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow on May 9th. It's officially happening.
Oh.
He's in Russia.
Big news.
So I think it's time we talk about the point of the stream, which was what's happening in Ukraine, because there's been a lot of development the past 24 hours, and so Trump is meeting with Putin officially. And now, did they want to go both ways? Where it's like Trump would meet in Russia, then Putin would meet in the USA, right? Is that what they wanted to do?
I think that he wanted Putin to come first, but I think he did want an eventual trip to Moscow, and this would probably be in preparation for the talks between, because he wanted to meet with Putin personally in Russia, and then he wanted to meet with Xi in China, and then he wanted all three of them to meet. But he wanted to do it specifically in that order, and I'm assuming before all of that, Putin would make a trip to America.
Yeah, I'm guessing like that's gonna happen still, but we'll see. I guess that's gonna be Trump's first foreign policy trip, probably like Russia, China, and like India, I'm guessing.
I know, like, he kept making comments over and over again, and he was like, one of the reasons that he felt bad about bringing leaders to the United States right now, even though he's brought so many, is just Washington D.C. is a mess, and he just kept saying, "Please, like, can we just clean up D.C. so it looks nicer when I bring the most powerful world leaders of the world here, so they actually respect us? Like, can you please just make Washington D.C. not look like a crap hole, please?"
It's
You
just the
know?
fact we have to beg for that, and like they won't. But oh, when the Chinese president shows up, they claim San Francisco in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's just a joke. It's a freaking mess. But yeah, so the President Trump is meeting with Putin on May 9th. Now, speaking of the war in Ukraine, we got to talk about this because I think the war is going to end very soon. Like, I think we're going to see a ceasefire. Like, not today or whatever, but I think the next couple of weeks. Now, the reason I say that is, for starters, just last night, Zelensky apparently bent the knee to Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, and this is according to ABC News, Ukrainian President Zelensky's team is working on an updated agreement between Ukraine and the USA, excuse me, that would see Ukraine agree to give the US revenue from some of Ukraine's most valuable resources.
Yeah.
So what I think happened was Trump, well, we now know from Rubio what actually happened, but Zelensky was throwing a hissy fit. Like, he really thought he was going to walk over us again. Well, Trump said no, and he called him out publicly for it. And now it sounds like Ukraine bent the knee already on this. Now, how much did they say it was? 500 billion? Was it the original goal? 500 billion?
And what are you referring to specifically?
The
500 million for what?
The rare earth materials.
Something like that. He wanted like an investment. He at least wanted to get our value out of it. It might have been 500 billion.
So yeah, Trump is pushing for like whatever it is, like 500 billion, 400 billion. It doesn't really matter. The point is, he's trying to get something. He is trying to get something to get something out of the war, because what did we get out of it? Can anyone name a single thing we got out of this war?
We did get the Assad regime to fall. I think that was pretty much like one of the only actual things. Like, if you wanted the Assad regime to fall, then the Assad regime fell. And I guess my point with that is, like, the American people didn't really get anything out of it, but like the people that are connected to the war, like machine, who make money off of the, the military industrial complex, and then people who just like have global strategies with like crippling Russia, like they got what they wanted.
Yeah.
And the American people got basically taxed both directly and by interest created by funding this stupid war. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, like, I love it. I love the fact that I don't even have to make the arguments myself anymore. You just go on JD Vance's like the Twitter profile, and he's lining out exactly why the war has to end in explicit detail. So it's like, okay, well, there you go. I don't, like, my job's done for me. Thank you, Vice President. Um, but yeah, we just got to get it to come to an end. And one thing I'll say about the Zelensky having a fit, we all know why he did that, right? He did that because for almost 3 years, to a better part of 3 years, he was enabled to do that. Every time, all he had to do was like come to the White House, like, jump on his back on the floor and start wriggling his arms and legs and crying, and then Joe Biden put a binky in him and then sent him off with $100 billion. Like, that's literally how diplomacy acted in the White House for almost 3 years. So he's just not used to having to actually face consequences.
All right, let's see here. Gustavo G for 2. They're saying Trump's a Russian asset, Krasnov in 87. I saw that. These people are freaking nuts. There's like this bullshit, like this former, like, national security advisor to like Putin or whatever. And he's trying to claim that, oh yeah, Trump was actually, an agent of Russia. Or some crap like that. So, yeah, they're trusting a guy that's like very corrupt and all that stuff. I mean, unfreaking believable. Are we really back to the Trump's Russian agent crap again? Really? Is this their playbook again? They're just gonna do the same thing again, where it's like, oh, Trump's an agent of Putin because some schizophrenic Russian from 30 years ago said so. Is that really what they're gonna talk about now for the next 10 years?
Well, I don't see how they can keep the grift going for too long. I think they can keep saying it, but no one will care because, again, people took this accusation very seriously 8 years ago. And we took it so seriously, we wasted 18 months of an entire presidency investigating it. And then the Steele dossier produced nothing. And at the end of it, we decided, oh, well, Donald Trump is not actually connected to Vladimir Putin. I never thought he was. I voted for him in 16. But at the end of the day, like anybody who might thought he might have a connection was convinced by the lack of evidence at the time. And so now we're back at it. That's the whole thing. It's like any adult that's been watching this ever since 16, they're sick and tired and they don't care and they know it's fake. They know it's fake and they're just tuning out. And that's the story of this. It's the story of the media and the Democrat Party destroying their own relevancy one step at a time.
Well,
That's
speaking of the Democrat Party, so you guys know how Jasper Crockett's like out of the blue becoming like a front runner for 2028?
Yeah, she's openly rooting for Mexico.
I was about to pull this up. Yeah. So there's a video. She went on Breakfast Club just, I think, yesterday. And she said she is rooting for Mexico and Canada against the United States of America. For those that don't know, she is a sitting congresswoman right now. And she's rooting for foreign countries. This is who Democrats want to prop up, by the way. You know what? You know what Republicans got to do in 2026?
Run Thunder, Senate bid.
Yes. And just run ads like this 24/7. Just 24/7 run ads of Democrats saying, yeah, we want Mexico to win. We want Canada to win. We want to... all that stuff. Do they really think this is popular?
I mean, with the Mexican nationalists in America, maybe, but...
they're getting deported! So freaking cares! I'm not wrong.
I guess whatever of them is left by 2026.
But it's like, is this like, what's the word for this? Where it's like, you're rooting for a different country.
I mean, treason.
Is that treason?
I guess.
But I'm just baffled that this is what they actually think is a good idea. Oh yes, let's root for freaking Mexico and Canada. I mean, I remember I saw a bunch of Democrats, they were rooting for Team Canada yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is why they lose, by the way. And this is why I think they're going to lose 2026. They're going to prop up lunatics like this. They have freaking David Hogg running the show now, who can't keep his damn mouth shut. And now, they have crap like this.
You know, if Hogg was in charge of funding, they probably wouldn't even fund Peltola if he ran for governor.
Yeah. Remember, he said that they lost because of guns. I just...
Oh yeah, he like literally rooted against Mary Peltola in Alaska.
This is dumb.
Because she was endorsed by the NRA.
Object Clays Cater for 5. Trump should do one tweet in Russian saying something along the lines of my Ukrainian plan worked or something just to troll them. He should.
If he did one tweet in Russian, he would be impeached like immediately.
I know, but it'd be kind of funny though. Just like, fuck you. Alright.
By the way, Al Green, where's the articles of impeachment for...
Yeah, where were they?
Calling Zelensky a dictator.
I think he got so embarrassed on C-SPAN, they just stopped. He just got embarrassed by, like, average voter. I don't know.
I doubt it. He'll do it again. And...
Yeah, he does every other week. He finds our articles of impeachment out of nowhere. Let's see. Let's see. He siphoned their funding already. Well, that's true. I mean, David Hogg, how much money did he take? A couple million already? Or whatever it was?
Yeah, to fund his own.
These idiots are going to lose 2026. I just got a gut feeling.
Oh, yeah. We got
I found breaking news, guys. Breaking news.
What?
I'm going to put it in general. Pam Bondi, Attorney General, says the Epstein files the client list is on her desk right now.
Oh, shit.
It's on her desk.
Oh, no. She better watch out. She better get security quick.
Oh, no.
Holy shit.
Ready.
Hold up. I gotta...
for review.
I wonder if Trump's going to, like, reveal the name, like, live on air.
He might. This might be this is what I think they're worried about the most. Yeah, I got the video here. So it's gonna happen, isn't it?
I might.
By the way, why would Trump, if he's part of this, why would Trump release it? It's as if he was never part of this crap.
So, Polymarket yesterday posted the top 7 most likely names on the Epstein list.
What's the top 7?
Prince Andrew.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Bill Gates.
Duh.
Alan Dershowitz.
Probably.
Stephen Hawking. Ehud Barak.
Who?
I don't know. David Copperfield, the Vegas magician. And Michael Jackson.
We'll see. We're gonna see in a couple days, I think. All right.
Michael Jackson apparently is one of the names that
I don't
might
think
like.
so. I know there's speculation some things he did, but
well,
I'm a Michael Jackson truther. He was completely like there's like a bunch of different stuff you can look up for that, but like I don't think he was a pedo.
No.
And I like if he was on the if he was on the list, I would honestly, my first assumption would be that someone put him there, like that he wasn't actually involved.
Here's the thing. This is what I speculate. Now, yes, he might have. I mean, yes, he did stuff with kids that some people may find creepy. Now, a lot of that is also because I mean, his father literally robbed him of a childhood.
Yeah.
Whether you like the Jackson 5 or not, I mean, they were all robbed of their childhood. But in a way, I think with the Epstein stuff, you also have to remember Trump has ties with Epstein. Trump does have ties with Epstein.
Yeah.
Whether you want to admit it or not, he does. Now, he's not involved with the pedo stuff.
He was with a business associate. That's the truth.
Yeah. Likely what's happened is that might be the case with Michael Jackson.
That's what
because
I'm
you also
thinking.
got to remember in the 90s when Trump and Epstein had business ties, Michael Jackson and Trump were very close friends.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think happened. Like because everyone knows that the whole Epstein stuff, everyone with a brain understands that was a business thing. That was not actually bad. I mean, he kicked out Mar-a-Lago for crying out loud. What does that tell you?
Yeah, so I mean, there's probably some business ties between Michael Jackson and Epstein. They've probably met each other before, and maybe with Trump. I mean, all 3 of them have probably been together in the same room before. But I don't think that means that Michael Jackson or Donald Trump are involved in any of the stuff.
Let's see here.
Now, say what you will about Neverland and all of that, but that's
polite rude guy for 2. We should join with Russia to defeat the New World Order. Cringe. American Nerd for 5. Consider the next year is not only the midterms, but also the 250th anniversary of the founding of America. We need to run ads on these people. Yeah, just run ads about what Jasmine Crockett said.
I will say though, if Michael Jackson does appear on the Epstein list, there will probably be a few more conspiracy theories about his death.
Yeah. K-Cup for 2. Will Aaron Rodgers be vindicated against Kimmel? We'll see. Bondi, please release it.
Also, if Michael Jackson gets the Presidential Medal of Freedom, then you'll probably see the left all at once change their minds about the allegations.
All right. Not every person.
Apparently.
Oh, sorry.
Apparently, right now Trump is he's making remarks at the governor's working session, and he just said he had Tim Cook in his office yesterday, and that Tim Cook is investing hundreds of billions of dollars into America. We're going to have a lot of chip makers coming into the 48 because they don't want to pay tariffs.
Oh my gosh, it's working. It's freaking working. That's
by the way, speaking of money stuff, I think we still need to discuss Stacey Abrams.
Oh, we'll get to that, but because that's just hilarious. But yeah, I do think with this was Trump's gamble. He said, okay, if we tariff the shit out of every other country, we're gonna force these companies to come here and make stuff here in America, which should give us high-paying jobs because either these are companies that are gonna pay a lot here, and B, should the products be higher quality since they're made in America?
Surely.
I mean, I mean, I think that the quality would just simply come from the fact that the labor is a different kind of labor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when you have slaves, your labor is going to be lower quality. Um, like the slaves across Southeast Asia, they are not the same quality of worker as like just regular buff Western
Yeah.
labor that gets
You know,
paid a good. If you get paid a good wage, you work better.
yeah,
That's what I'm
they
saying,
shit out
basically.
products they shit out a lot of products, but shitty products.
No.
So, but yeah, yeah, Common Trump W. Yeah, so it's Apple. I think, the Taiwan Semiconductor Company, they're invested more. Wasn't there one in Japan that said they're going to invest more in America?
Oh,
Like,
you're just talking about the Japan is taking a minority stake
yeah, that's right.
in American Steel.
Yeah, that's right. But all right, so Real Texan was bringing this up, but for those that don't know, we gotta talk about Stacey Abrams because well, we you talk about a scandal. We are finding where the Democrats got their money from.
Well, she got like what, $2 billion or something.
Yeah. So Doge found 2 billion. Right, not 2 million, $2 billion in taxpayer dollars designated for a fledgling nonprofit called Power Forward Communities, which had close ties to Democrat Stacey Abrams. Power Forward Communities was only a few months old, with just $100 in the bank when they received the $2 billion grant in 2024. On their website, they listed partnerships with two other nonprofits, both founded by Stacey Abrams. Abrams also serves as senior counsel for Rewiring America, an organization that leads a coalition of groups including Power Forward Communities.
By the
$2
way, let me also
billion.
mention this. So Stacey Abrams also has what, three children's books?
Yeah,
I wonder where the money for those books came from.
yeah.
I wonder if USAID
You,
funded.
we have. I think this is smoking gun. We're finally figuring out where the money's coming from for Dems. It came from taxpayers. All this time, what they were doing is they were funneling this money into nonprofits, and then they used Act Blue to get the money around. That's how they laundered it. So how much did Democrats spend in 2024? Anyone know?
At least, I mean, I know they raised like $1 billion, so
Just I'm curious. Anyone can figure that out. How much did Democrats spend in total? K Cup for two. The $2 billion just covered her lunch bill. That's real.
I don't know actually. Hold on, let me see.
Because I'm curious about that. Even without the US aid money, don't Dems have a fuck ton of money? No. We actually see this in Wisconsin, which I'll pull up in a second, but it's kind of funny.
Democrats probably spent around $1 billion or something. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna ask. You know what? Let's ask Grok right now. I'm gonna ask Grok. Why not? Grok 3. Let's see. How much did Democrats spend in 2024? I'm curious because if it's like 3 billion or whatever, how much did Democrats spend in 2024? Okay, Grok is saying, if it loads. Okay, so Open Secrets estimate that Harris, the Democrat Party, raised approximately $1 billion from July to September 2024. So they've reported that Democrats spent $4.5 billion in outside spending. $4.5 billion in outside groups. Let's just say $1 billion came from this. That's a fourth of money for Dems that they were getting for the taxpayers. Because I guarantee you this money was used for Dems. I don't care what they say. When they nonprofits like this, it gets funneled around. They spend the money to support Democrats' candidates. So that's where their money's been coming from. Man. That's just, whew, that's, I mean, can you imagine that $2 billion? But my question is, like, how did no one know about this beforehand? Did no one just care to check where the money was actually going?
No one cared, and there were even some people who just thought it was their right to do
True.
so.
I
I
mean,
think
this is
that's
just
the
sickening.
problem. This is a problem with our country. It's a problem, like, not just with nonprofits and bureaucracy, but just any charitable aspects of our societies, whether it's like charity that we directly contribute to, or it's a charity that we could contribute to through government programs. At the end of the day, the elite class of our country have found a way to exploit our charitable hearts. And instead of helping people across the world and helping our own needy and poor, they have found a way to take our money we're trying to use from our hearts to help people and use it to give universal basic income to whoever they want. And it's a terrible evil. It's a terrible sin. It's a terrible betrayal of the hearts of American people. And we just have to find a better way to do this. We like everywhere. We have to find a better way.
All right, let me pull this up. So what I was talking about earlier was, like, people were asking about, like, I think somebody in chat asked about the USAID stuff. So, yeah, Democrats, they still have a lot of money. Obviously, they got big donors. But look what's happening in Wisconsin right now. In total, in future reservations, Republicans have $7.5 million in reserved airtime. Democrats only have 500,000 for the next month. That's it. And right now, totals are about 11 million for the GOP, 7 million for Democrats. Honest question: when was the last time Republicans outspent Dems in a race? In a significant race?
Not in our recent memory, I wouldn't say.
Yeah. And right now, Republicans in Wisconsin, they are significantly outspending Dems right now. I wonder what changed. What changed in the last couple months where they're fundraising? And by the way, this is like, they compare like the amount aired beforehand and compared to now, or future reservations. Right now, aired spending, Democrats are the lead for whatever reason, but now it's zero. Basically, right when USAID was cut off, that's when they started having no money. I think it's quite obvious what's going on here, isn't it? Just
Elon Musk.
Well, Elon Musk, but USAID, which was clearly where they got the money from, it's gone, and now they have nothing. They have nothing. All right. But yeah, I do wonder. It's like, have Democrats really relied on USAID for all this time, and no one knew about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
How long has it been going on for?
Well, it was created in the 60s, and you have to wonder. I mean, they tried to get rid of some waste and fraud 40 years ago, but you could probably assume that it's been going on ever since the very beginning.
My gosh. All this money that was meant for people that needed it, and they've been funneling it to their own pockets.
Yes.
I mean, that alone should piss people off. Like, people were told that this money was going towards starving children in Africa. That's what they said. In reality, though, Democrats were just getting it. They were just using it.
And they continue to say that on TV. They continue to say, they're trying to basically call Republicans horrible people in the midst of all of this, not knowing we see everything. Like, the Democrats are just operating under the pretense that we just listen and believe everything they say, and we don't look up stuff on our own. And that's, like, the most hilarious part about all of this. And it's like, it's why Doge is popular. It's why Doge is approved by more Americans than disapproved.
They're trying to claim they're not. But ask an average voter, do you think Doge is good or not? They're going to say, yeah, they're fine with it. That's what they're going to say. No. Because they're sick of it.
Yeah, they haven't given up on controlling the narrative and just lying to people's faces, but I mean, this stuff is unavoidable.
Well, now I mean, like, when Gallup's involved now, like, apparently people are getting a look into that. One, Gallup is getting money from USAID, and like, like one of the top people worked at USAID now. It's like, how many of these pollsters were getting USAID money? I think it's all of them. All the ones that are shit, they've been getting money for years for propaganda crap.
Well, Rasmussen had made this point again, and they were saying they posted a picture of those Gorillion polls we saw that showed Harris ahead last year in August, and then they said they made the statement from one of the campaign staffers at Harris's campaign that says our internal polls never showed us ahead. They were never ahead of Trump in any of their internal polling. And then there's just an endless line of polls that say that they were ahead. And so all these people being given money, not necessarily. They don't have to be. They just have to be part of a greater, it's like cathedral theory, But no, at the end of the day, all of these people's credibility is damaged regardless of whether you can prove their direct connection or not. Look, their hand was in the cookie jar. You can't trust someone whose hand is in the cookie jar. If thank you for that introduction, yeah, that was beautiful. But anyways, the point I'm making, like, if one party is threatening to take away the cookie jar, and the other and all these pollsters have their hand in the cookie jar, you can't trust anything they say about the administration. It's just common sense.
Oh, Ye's here. Hello.
Good morning, Vietnam.
So, yeah, we were talking about the polls because, I mean, like, the polls, like, the past week, there's been, like, all the shitty ones. Out of nowhere, all are showing, like, the exact same numbers.
Yeah, no, I've had to tell people. First of all, I have to tell people what an aggregate is because they don't seem to understand that. They like to pull up the worst poll for the candidate, for our good friend Donald J. Trump. And they're like, "Oh my God, look at his approval rating. It's in the fucking gutter." And it's like it's one poll, and it's the worst one of the entire aggregate.
Yeah.
That's the problem with people is that they're not acting in good faith, whatever. But yeah, no, these organizations that have now been exposed for receiving millions of dollars from U.S. aid and from the federal government for the express purpose of, I assume,
propaganda.
I assume for propaganda purposes, is now posting results that makes them look bad.
Yeah.
That makes Trump look bad. I mean, what are you expecting, buddy?
Yeah. Here's the pollsters that have Trump with his approval in the negative. Washington Post / Ipsos, ass. Reuters / Ipsos, ass. Quinnipiac, ass. CNN, ass. Gallup, oh right, but they got exposed to the USAID stuff.
I was gonna say Gallup is the only one that even has credibility, and honestly, with the USAID stuff, I don't know.
Look it up. USA spending, you can find it. They got like a couple million. And I think one of their top people worked for them for a little bit.
So does Quinnipiac even do like election polling at all, or do they just do like favorability and like other questions like that?
They suck. Remember?
No. I'm sorry, not Quinnipiac.
Gallup, they don't do that anymore. They don't
Gallup.
do regular polling. They do like
because like I feel like Gallup. I'm not just saying this because they are that they have such a bad result for Trump in terms of favorability polling, but like I feel like they've always been off in a way that I can't really like. They've never. I feel like they're always way the fuck out of line with the rest of the aggregate in most things. And I'm not just saying that because like they're too left wing, but like they'll sometimes post results that are like, I don't even think the majority of the country is like this. And like that's in like the right wing direction.
They have some weird polls, like they're claiming like a quarter of Gen Z's like gay or whatever now, or transgender. It's like
it's that, and they're like, I don't. Here's the thing: who do you believe? Do you believe that Gen Z is going to be one of the most conservative generations in the country, or do you believe that a quarter of them are gay?
I still think they're just like women, Gen Z women. They're just say bisexual. That's
hey guys,
I'm gonna by the bisexuals. That's basically.
I was gonna say I'm gonna red pill you on the whole fucking everyone in Gen Z is LGBT thing. A vast majority of that, and I'm saying this, I'm pulling this number entirely out of my ass. 60% of those people are bisexuals that have ever and will only ever date someone of the opposite sex.
Yeah, they just say they're bisexual, be like trendy.
Yeah, it's a trend thing, and it's like, they're like, you guys ever hear the term like heteroflexible? It's like it's someone who is straight, except for like one person or one type of person that's very rare. Like it's one of those things where it's like, for all intents and purposes, for all intents and purposes, they are straight.
Yeah.
It was this really weird phenomenon, and this might not be parallel to y'all's experiences, but you have to like remember I'm in the early 2010s in high school, and like I remember like girls would gain this extra air of mystique about them because like somebody said, "Oh, well, that girl's bisexual," and then everyone went, "Ooh," and then like you're sitting there, just like, and I was sitting there, I was like, "Oh, wait, what does that? What does that even mean? What's a bisexual?" Because like I grew up in a conservative household, I was like, "What's a bisexual?" But then like everybody else acted like that was some sort of magical fucking thing that made you a more interesting person, and I think that's just the phenomenon in a nutshell. It's just like, well, it makes you more interesting in the dating market. Gives you social attention, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. Object Clay's cater for 5. The left controls vast majority of legacy media. The right controls a slight majority of alt media. The legacy media is at an all-time low. That slight majority is a big deal. Well, yeah, I mean, the legacy media is dead.
So with legacy media, we do have to talk about this because everyone likes to bring this up. Fox News is the largest legacy media, if I remember correctly. But the thing with Fox News is it's one network. And while it's the biggest one, by raw numbers of NBC, MSNBC, CNN, all those other networks, you combine their views and it just completely towers over Fox. And that's what people are talking about.
Let's see. Yeah, the other ones, though, that have Trump at a negative approval is The Economist / YouGov, ass, and Marquette, that's ass. So basically, 6 of the 7 are shitty pollsters. And by the way, basically all of them came out they have the exact same time frame. For example, the Reuters Washington Post poll, which, by the way, this is weird. The Washington Post, they changed pollsters again. All right?
Wowie.
Now they're using Ipsos, okay? One of the worst out there. Magically, Reuters and the Washington Post, they had the exact same time frame in their polls, like February 13th to 17th, and they show basically the same numbers. And they're both Ipsos. I wonder. I'm very curious if they just like copy and paste the results and they just said it's 2 different polls.
We'd have to look at the crosstabs for that, but I'm sure they did their due diligence to hide that.
They probably got new respondents and call it a day. All right. All these bad pollsters said Harris would win a landslide. Yeah, they said Harris was gonna win.
Well, that's the thing, right? You do have to cross-reference these polls with how accurate they were in 2024, because like I don't think Atlas has posted anything, have they?
They posted 1 Trump plus 1.
I mean, that sounds. It depends on. Was that adults? Was that
Who
likely
knows?
voters? Because you do have to break that down. Because at the end of the day, the average like adult is in favor of Trump, but it's the like registered versus likely voter screen you have to look
This is
at.
the worst thing I've noticed lately. So we saw this back in 2024. You can go back and fact check me on this, but this is a fact. All the adult polls had Trump winning by a lot more in 2024, right? Registered voters was kind of closer. Likely voters, it was like kind of Harris leaning. Right, we know about this phenomenon where it's like basically that means lower turnout helps Harris, higher turnout helps Trump, right? Well, these polls, it's weird where it's like these are adult polls that have Trump at -8. And the registered voter polls have Trump at like +1. So I have no clue who they're polling because the average person, they like Trump. I don't get who they're polling at this point.
Plus, looking at these crosstabs have Trump at like 45% approval with Hispanics, like 30% approval with black voters, and he's keeping his white vote margin from the exit polls. So how they're pumping out -1 is I don't
Who
understand.
has that? Wait, what?
There was I don't remember which poll it was, but it had Trump either at like it was like even or +1 or -1, and he was doing even better with minorities, but also matching his white vote, and it was like somehow doing worse.
Oh my god.
It's probably because they have more minorities than they should proportionally in
They
the
probably
poll.
weighted it more minority because I think like the average election is like 70% white electorate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
no, look, listen. It's really simple. The propaganda machine's broken.
Yeah.
The propaganda machine's broken. None of us believe it anymore. And it's not just us guys talking in this chat and the people watching. It's like most of America. They know it's just done. Propaganda machine's broken. They don't believe it anymore.
Well, I mean, like,
Didn't Tyrone want us to talk about the Fort Knox stuff?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that because that's actually a big deal. And Democrats are making it sound like it's not a big deal. If that gold is gone, do these idiots understand what that means? That's like $200 billion worth of gold just gone for good.
That they probably gave to Ukraine?
Probably did.
This will have no ramifications on the economy of America.
Yeah,
Trust me.
I'm sure of it. But yeah, let's talk about that. So Trump, he confirmed they're going to look at Fort Knox. He confirmed it. But yeah, he basically said that he does not want to open it, and they see nothing. That's what he's worried about.
Tyrone, who says hi to everybody in chat, said earlier about this that he thinks Trump is signaling or preparing the United States populace for the vault to be empty.
Yeah, I mean, if it's empty, that's 200. What is it? 300 billion? Is it?
It's fucking. Would you believe
hundreds of billions of dollars worth of gold assets, and that gold being gone is going to severely harm the market's trust in the American government, and that has long-standing effects on things you guys don't
That's
realize.
What you understand. And Democrats are making it sound like I made a big deal about this yesterday. It's like this dumbass is saying, "Oh, you're making why is Trump's going senile because he's making a big deal with the gold." If we lose like $500 million worth of gold, yeah, that's a pretty big deal. It's gonna hurt the economy because people are not gonna trust the government. It's like, oh, wait a minute, you guys lost $300 billion worth of gold. You lost it. That's your assets. We're pulling out. So.
Okay, it's not all of our gold.
Yeah,
it's not everything. But at the end of the day, if they've been like stealing from it so much that it's all gone, I mean, like, what's going to happen to bonds after that? Like, how are people going to respond to that? Are we? Yeah, it's like people that like they might actually just. I could see a small small crash in the economy just from like hundreds of billions of dollars of assets magically disappearing.
And they're gonna blame that Trump. Watch.
Yeah, the government denotes the value at $6 billion. However, if you market that as like per ounce on the open market, it's a little under $500 billion.
Yeah, because the government, they have their own like value for it. It's not.
They denote the value at like it's like 42 per ounce.
That's a government in a nutshell.
How the government measures that at 42 an ounce while the market is almost $3,000 an ounce? I don't know.
They probably haven't changed in like 50 years. So that's what I'm worried about. Like if they actually find no gold in there, people better start buying gold because that shit's gonna skyrocket.
I was going to say, if you learn that all that supply is just not in circulation, because that's over, I'm pretty sure they said that's over half the treasury. I think it's like 60% of the treasury.
So there's like a quarter of it's in New York, I believe.
And it's about 60% of the treasury's like physical savings.
Let's see.
Ain't that swell?
I wonder if that
breaking celebrity news: the mother of the notorious B.I.G. is dead.
Rest in peace.
A glitch Evie for 5 minutes sleep. So I don't know if you covered this already. Attorney General Pam Bondi said that Jeffrey Epstein client list is sitting on her desk. Yep, it is.
Ooh.
Oh boy, big news.
Yep. So it's happening. Let's see. Now would probably be a good time to get a good gold supply. Yeah, it's just like I get a sponsorship from like those companies that sell gold.
Noble Gold or whatever.
Yeah, Noble Gold.
Time to short the entire market.
Isn't that one of like Red Eagle's big?
Yeah. Honestly, I've never got like I'm not accepted sponsor. I don't think.
Patriot Supply.
Honestly,
like my Patriot Supply, so true.
My Patriot Supply.
Like, I haven't really got offered yet for anything, but it's like I don't know if I want to sponsor. I don't know.
Like, I mean, if they pay you, then I guess to take it.
Take a sponsor for Raid Shadow Legends.
I would accept that as a meme. I remember Red Eagle had that for one video. Raid Shadow Legends.
I mean, they probably pay like a pretty decent amount of money to everybody.
Something about a real-time strategy game. I don't fucking know.
Or Elon Musk can sponsor me.
Surely.
I don't know, but my gold Trump coin is gonna go up in value. It is, because it's like $500 billion worth of gold's gone. It's probably where would it have gone? That's a real question. Have they just taken it and just like?
Well, one of those things that's really itches at my mind that really makes me think that this might actually be happening is like, is this part of why Trump is immediately talking about establishing a sovereign wealth fund?
Yeah.
Is this why we're taking all of these extra measures to try and like ensure the value of assets of the United States? Is that just because Trump learned at some point that all the fucking assets were gone?
I mean,
Hey, Luke.
I mean, it's always a
Luke.
possibility.
Hello, how's it going? I heard you guys were talking about My Patriot Supply a minute ago.
we were.
Yes.
So yeah, we're talking
I'm a
about
My Patriot Supply enthusiast, you know, because Doomsday is coming. I was told came to me in a dream. So get some My Patriot Supply.
that's real.
I don't know.
But yeah, so we're talking about the goal of Fort Knox probably being gone. It's just gone for good.
I
Whoopsie
thought
daisy.
Scott Besson said it was all there.
Do you really trust the government? I'm sorry, he's listening to people that said, "Oh yeah, we totally checked it a year ago. We totally did."
I know Scott Besson has been saying good stuff recently, but that doesn't change like his past at all. And so I don't trust Scott Besson to like tell me that.
I mean, like, I think he's trying to keep people confident that's there, but
yeah,
because all he said is the Treasury totally checked it last year, totally.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
no, I mean
did
it's actually
they not
extremely
regularly
responsible.
check?
No, so
It's actually
No,
it's
dude.
extreme.
Them
Go ahead.
opening the vault is going to be like Geraldo Rivera opening the Al Capone vault, you know? You guys, does anyone know the reference?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's what them opening.
Luke, explain the reference.
Okay, so Geraldo Rivera, yeah, I think most people know who he is. He's that
loser.
Democrat on Fox.
Yeah,
He's like the Democrat on Fox. But back in I think it was the 90s, he was doing this story at Al Capone, and there was this vault that supposedly had a bunch of Al Capone stuff in it. And he was opening it, and then it was just empty. And it was like a massive embarrassment.
They open it, there's like no gold. It's just gone. It's like
That's
dust.
gonna be Fort Knox. That's gonna be Fort Knox.
You guys remember the SpongeBob movie?
Yeah.
Where they open up the vault and there's no more Krabby Patties, and the whole fucking society breaks down. Just saying.
Yeah, it's real. All right.
As bad as it would be very funny, and that's all that matters to me.
They should live stream the vault being found empty to get the American people even more pissed. I will stream it live, by the way. If they actually do that, I will be live for that.
So live for the Fort Knox unboxing.
Yeah, I just think open the vault and there's just like nothing there. It's just empty. It's like cockroaches.
Elon's gotta open it with that chainsaw. That's what he's gotta do.
No, there's like cockroaches and rats and shit like running around.
Surely.
No, because like the thing is, they claim they check it every year, but it sounds like the last real audit was like 50 years ago. So
I check it every year.
They make sure that the gold is visually there, and then they just
all they do is they just check the doors, make sure the doors lock. That's all they do.
Like I said, we probably gave all the gold to Ukraine.
Can you imagine that's what happened? It's like, oh, we need to spend 300 billion. Here you go.
Guys, I found the money.
Senate Slayer for 2. Rap, there will be an IOU note.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, just like what's a good comparison for that one? It's like
yeah, did we talk about Trump trying to negotiate a trade deal with China? Did we talk about that yet?
No, we talked about the fact that Apple's invested in America, hundreds of billions.
And we talked about the Epstein files.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, Michael Jackson might be on there. I don't know, probably not.
No, because I gotta show. No, because I saw it was from Bricks News, but I haven't seen any. No one's really contradicted. But it said that Trump is seeking a fair trade deal with China. Good. So like it's gonna be something both parties agree to, which is good because I think having a trade war isn't productive for anyone. I think it's best to just get a trade deal that's fair for both sides. My opinion.
How dare you have opinions, you ignorant slut?
No.
Chad is saying like there's the last audit of Fort Knox was in the 70s. Oh my gosh, we haven't checked in 50 years. Oh my gosh,
it's empty. It's empty.
It's gone. Yeah. Just pack it up.
I'd like to imagine that our society for the last 50 years has been like just predicated on gold that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Gold
maybe
that
that's why it was so high.
Gold that may have disappeared fucking decades ago.
You want to know something else? RMG just released a poll because we were talking about approval ratings earlier. Trump +9, up to today.
Oh, so they find Trump. Okay, the second they get criticized for the freaking shit they're pulling, now they find Trump +9. Wow, yeah. It's as if these polls are full of crap.
Yes.
Can you link that in chat, please?
Somehow CNN and Gallup
yeah.
both found like -8 for Trump. Though.
Again, Gallup got paid by USAID, so.
Oh yeah.
You know, with
And then CNN is self-explainable.
if we haven't audited
But,
Fort Knox in like 50
but
years, then I honestly wonder if the $20 trillion to Israel meme is actually real.
Oh my gosh, that's where it went to.
It's real.
Yeah, let me pull this up.
Israel has our all gold, and so we invade Israel. Oh no.
Okay. A glitch EV for 2. The SpongeBob color revolution was wild, man. Wait, what? What color revolution? What? Let's see here.
Is that what Bikini Bottom went communist under Plankton?
Oh yeah. Object Clay's catered for 2. Opens vault. Why is there rum gone? K-Cup for 2. Zelensky in front of a gold tank. Trust, wasn't me, bro. Yeah, so armed your research. Trump +9.
Emerson also had it as +6 a few days ago. It's like it's like every other day. Like most of the polls show Trump's up, but then like every couple days, there's like a string of like 3 pollsters that all release like -8. And it seems like they're coordinating.
I think they're
colluding. It seems like they're coordinating to like mess up the average. That's what
the conclusion we reached earlier, Luke, was basically that either these were polls that we had found had a shit reputation last year, or the couple of polls that actually have credibility have been tied to the USA aid funding. So it's just they have a conflict of interest there that we can't ignore.
Yeah. Hey Rap, when do you expect to make your first official 2026 midterm prediction? I'm gonna say, ooh.
I made my first one, but it got taken. My channel got.
I'm gonna say
down.
we'll wait till May and June, May or June. Maybe you're.
No, you should do it now. The people demand weekly updates of the 2026 Senate elections.
We'll see. Let's see. RG was actually consistent with Trump being positive. Yeah, well, no, they were trying to. I knew what they were trying to do. For a day that had like Trump +12 or whatever. Then the very next day was like Trump +2. I knew exactly what they were going to try to pull. They're like, oh, Trump's collapsing in day 1. But everyone complained about it. So they magically found Trump's up.
That poll did have Schimmel +5 in Wisconsin. Yeah. Interestingly enough. Again, though, do not trust the polls in a race like that because, like, the polls really don't mean shit because of the turnout.
All right. Let's see. Open the freezer. There's never any ice. Oh my gosh, ice is just a myth. But yeah, the Fort Knox stuff. Yeah, I looked it up. 1974 is the last official audit.
Nixon was president.
Yeah.
Sure, all of the gold is still right where we left
guys. There was a live debate in like while Trump was making remarks with the governor of Maine sitting there, like between Trump and the governor of Maine, and it is actually comedy gold.
Let me see this. Oh my gosh, he does the same thing to Karen Bass. Let me watch. Let me pull this up.
I do like Trump getting into fights with politicians, just like live on television.
Well, that's how you deal with these people.
Yeah, you just ridicule him.
Yeah, I mean, he has the same thing.
Again, this lady is the front runner to run against Susan Collins for the Dems, by the way. So,
okay, let me watch this on stream. Let me pull this up. There we go. Okay.
It's just a left jab. She got hit so hard, she said, I can't do it. They forced her to go out. No, go out again. You'll do it.
What?
Catherine wants her to win the election. You know?
All right, I'm going to watch this for stream.
Goes out again, gets hit again. No, that's it. She didn't want to die. And that's crazy, but the NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one.
So yeah, he got in a live debate with her. So basically, I don't get why they're doubling down on that stuff. Because was there a poll that had like 80% of Americans against transgender stuff?
Yes.
I don't know why they're dying on this hill. It's such a fucking stupid hill. Even labor in the UK isn't dying on the hill.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you know, I don't know why the fuck the Dems are choosing to die on this hill.
They're
less
dumb.
than 1% of the population. If they became anti-trans, nobody would care.
Yeah.
Outside of progressives, who most of those progressives thinks the Dems are far right anyways and probably voted for Jill Stein. So it doesn't fucking matter. They're not going to lose any support.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad Trump said that. Like, we'll see you in court. See you in court. And she's like trying to claim that we're abiding by the law. Did Trump literally ban it with an executive order? So she's not abiding by the
but
law?
Trump was rigged by Russia and China. So and the Starlink satellites rigged the election.
Starlink satellites.
Yeah, so he's so all of his laws are illegitimate, you know.
Are the Dems the left of labor these days?
Starlink.
Dems are just out of touch with everything. I don't know what you call them. Primary efforts in 2026 be more well spent going after Tillis, Graham, Corden, and Ernst. I agree with that. That's the list we should go after, not freaking Collins.
Not Tillis. Don't go
Screw
after
Tillis.
Catcher is just hilarious.
Didn't
Susan Collins is like literally Catcher's biggest priority.
I think JD Vance retweeted something that was crediting Tillis with Kash Patel being sent through and approved by the Senate.
Yeah, Tillis isn't getting primary. Like, that's something that's not going to happen.
All right.
I mean, Laura Trump isn't running, so that's probably like
just Jover.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just primary other people. Primary people and not swing seats. It's that simple.
But yes, listen, I wonder when they're going to do the audit, because that's apparently they want to live stream it, where they open the door and they see nothing there. When are they going to do that?
That's a good question. I don't think they've decided.
I want them to do it like next week.
So Donald Trump is going to storm Fort Knox. Is that the new threat to democracy?
Trump and Musk just like they get the chainsaw and just.
The Dems are gonna. Those dumb Congress, like the people who are trying to break into the education building, they're gonna be like blocking the entrance to Fort Knox. They're not gonna want it. Like, they just open the door and there's just cockroaches and like freaking cobwebs. That's all there's left.
The insurrection at Fort Knox. And then they find out there's nothing.
But just like this,
and then what the Democrats do then after that? Like,
I know we're joking about this, but like, how much outrage will there be if the gold's gone? Like, seriously,
Democrats will blame Trump for it, and then.
But no, like, will there actually be outrage about it? Like the average person?
I don't think the average person cares. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, they'll deny it until they realize it's empty. And then they'll blame Trump for it.
Yeah, they'll just say, "Oh yeah, we gave it to Russia." They're gonna say Russia took it.
Trump gave it to Russia or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just like I don't get why they're dying on these hills. Transgenderism, U.S. aid, freaking stopping the Fort Knox audit. It's like what?
Yeah, and speaking of USAID, a bunch of people on Twitter were confused as to why Susan Crawford isn't getting the 17 million that Potato Sandwich got. They're like, why is she not getting 17 million? Like, that's like, I wonder if there was
this earlier. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but yeah, they were using USAID. Stacey Abrams got $2 billion. I mean, it's not a joke.
And then the last of that USAID went to that pathetic Super Bowl ad, I guess. Yeah. So now they're out.
And Stacey Abrams wrote 3 children's books, probably with that money.
So they basically Crawford has spent money on one ad, basically. Well, a couple ads, I should say.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to tell everyone, if you live in Wisconsin, America Pack is hiring. So go get out there. Yeah, get out there and help door knock.
I think we're going to win.
And you can make money while doing it. What?
We're going to win.
Yeah, but don't be complacent. If you live in Wisconsin,
I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying, like, I think we're going to win.
I know. I'm just telling everyone in chat.
Brad Schimmel.
Yeah, and you can get paid while doing it. So there's no point not to.
All right.
AmericanPack.com/careers, I think.
We're the underdogs right now. Everybody get out and do something.
Yeah, act like we're 5 points behind. That's what you got to do.
30 points behind, actually.
30 points, yeah.
Did you see the deportation numbers for Trump's first month? Yeah, it was 36,000. Ended up being. So it's 36,000. That's about like 1,000 per day. We gotta up those numbers up. But The problem is, like, when you got states like California and New York pulling their shit, I mean, I gotta deal with the leakers as well. Like, how long is it gonna take for them to get those numbers up? Like, honestly, like.
So the here's two things. Number one, I have seen multiple people that have a deep understanding of ICE claim that it's a logistics issue, that we're, because of the way ICE funding is allocated currently in the system, that only 50% of what they actually could be using to make TANs, detention centers, and and keep them detained while they have to process them, that money is not being allocated properly. So one person claim, a few people claim that it's a logistics issue. I think it should be looked into. Number two, and which is the really big thing that I think we can all affect and change by having loud voices, it's funding.
Yeah.
It's funding. In the Tucker Carlson interview with Tom Homan, you can hear, I think it's like about halfway in, 2/3 in, Tom Homan explicitly says that the amount of people he will be able to deport is almost entirely dependent on how much money he has. Who holds the purse? Congress. Who is currently deliberating how much money deportations will get? It's the Senate and it's the House. And at the end of the day, I think that's going to be my top priority. It's not going to be Republicans wasting money. It's not going to be the stupid Department of Defense crap. It's like whatever the heck is going on, I'm going to support whatever bills that they're trying to get through that have the most funding for deportations. And I think we should all focus on that too.
Yeah. Mike for 5.
Do it now before Democrats take back the House.
Yeah. Mike for 5. If Israel took the gold, the government will say it's okay, you can keep it, and please take even more. Any other country do that would be war. That's, you're not far from the truth, honestly. But I think what happened was the politicians just took it. They took like 1 gold bar a day. Like, oh, we just take 1. And no one
Gold bar.
Oh.
Remember Gold Bar Bob?
Yeah.
Remember him?
That's where we got the gold bars
Yeah.
from. He just took the last couple of them. He just, oh, here you go. There's like 3 of them left.
Yeah, but
He gave him
also Bob,
Egypt
and then
something?
he's a Trumpocrat now. He's saying Trump was right about everything miraculously after getting.
Yeah, I wonder what
Fucking-
changed. All right.
What did Bob Menendez take or give money to Egypt?
Yes.
Is
And then
Egypt-
Henry Cuellar was working for Azerbaijan. Like, why are these Dems working for the most random ass countries on the planet?
Wait, have we ever talked about Texas 28?
I know
think,
there's a Democrat that became Republican that's running.
Yeah,
Right.
so I'll just say this: if Cuellar goes to prison and that guy's the nominee for Republicans, auto flip.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah, I'd
it's an
say
auto flip.
so.
I agree.
I mean, I think Texas, if anything, will get redder in the midterms, just given that's what usually happens. Not counting Ted Cruz because he was a lazy campaigner. But like in 2022, it went significantly to the right of where it was in 2020. So I think Texas, I don't know how to describe it, but it seems like it was moving left. 2018 was like the midpoint, like that was the furthest left it was gonna go. And then since then it's been moving more to the right. It's been moving back right. So, and I expect that
Cruz,
trend
I
to
think, did
continue
a
in
pretty decent
2026.
campaign job this year. The problem is just he's more
Yeah,
polarized.
because last time he was lazy. In 2018, he was lazy. He didn't contest it. He thought he had it, And
Yeah.
Beto was meanwhile contest. I think Beto went to every county in the state.
Every
So-
single county. Every single county.
Yeah,
I mean,
which
that's a
is insane.
fantastic strategy, and I more people need to replicate that.
All right. So I think we're gonna end the stream here. If anyone got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, comments, send them now. Last calls for super chats. Last calls for super chats.
I think Democrats are probably going to nominate James Tallarico for governor.
Gosh.
There's he larps as a Christian, but
Which Christian?
AOC 2020. No, AOC is going to be the VP candidate. No, I saw Jasmine Crockett too. Someone wanted her to be.
Crockett. People are apparently the Democrat Party wants Crockett. Leadership.
oh yeah, Clyburn, I think said he wants Crockett.
Oh my gosh.
As the VP. As the VP.
No, as the nominee.
Wait.
She's the president.
Oh, as the nominee, I thought it was VP. Bro, no way.
Because
We're gonna get Crockett AOC.
Oh my
ticket.
gosh.
That would be the most insufferable ticket on the planet, dude. They would.
We are winning New York.
Any group they would gain with, none.
White resist liberals. That's
Well,
about it.
Do they even have room to grow with that?
No,
I don't even
'cause
think they would grow. I think they're maxed out with them. They just basically get the same percentage. I mean, maybe Mike Pence votes for him or something. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh.
No, he wouldn't. He's not gonna vote for the.
Christie might. I don't know.
Tony Vatila stand for 5. Weren't Liz Cheney and Stacey Abrams born in Madison, Wisconsin? Yes, they were. Which explains a lot. How much
We should just make like
Madison is like super white.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe before we end the stream, let's do like a live prediction map of like Vance Rubio versus Crockett.
I'm gonna say, I don't have to pull up maps. They win like California, Vermont, and like Massachusetts. That's about it. That's about
probably.
It. And like
Maryland and
DC.
I mean Maryland and DC as well. I don't know.
And some states here. I don't even have to pull up a map for that one. I mean, that's just freaking. They may get California within 10. They may be within 10 points. That's beautiful. Will you make a video about Daniel Cameron running for Senate? It's not really the biggest news, so.
Yeah, I mean, have you made a video about Kentucky already?
I had a short released yesterday, so.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be a very divided primary.
That primary be a mess.
Like what it's going to be like? What freeway or maybe? I mean, I've heard Massey might even change his mind about not running.
We'll see.
Like he might actually run.
Caden for 5. Did you see Trump's epic takedown of the governor of Maine and live in front of all the governors? Yeah, we just watched it. Yeah, it happened 30 minutes ago. Yeah, we watched it. But yeah, I mean, do they actually? Why do Democrats want Crockett and AOC? I don't get this.
Because girl power and
I mean,
fight the patriarchy, fight the white male patriarchy.
Is that the worst presidential ticket ever?
Yes.
I can't think of any other bad one. Like, there's bad ones, but like
actually, no. It's the greatest presidential ticket ever. Democrats, please.
Oh yeah, it's real.
Yeah. Come on, we
want.
I think, Rap. I think we're gonna start seeing Democrat versions of whatever this is. What I just posted in general. Have you seen this clip before?
Yeah, I saw that. That's famous. That's infamous.
We're gonna start seeing Democrat versions of that shit.
All right, Crockett.
We technically already did. Remember the Republican congressman ad?
Oh yeah, the freaking
I'm your Republican congressman.
I still think that helped Republicans. By the way, I still think that helped them.
Weren't they?
Well, yeah, because people are like these people. People are like, these people are fucking weird. Why do they want us to vote for them? Like, why are they making ads about this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still the funniest one was the the Republican congressman, and like there was another group that had like the that weird like it's like all those weird ads. It was like for the same group. I remember watching a couple of them, and they listen.
Wait, was it the one with the weird dudes like sweating like crazy, and then
that's what I'm talking about.
Was that the masculine men for Harris?
No. It was like this. These are like this was the first Republican congressman ad. This was before they had the old guy. They had like these Republicans or whatever, and they're just like sweating and like acting like acting weird or something. Like they're talking about abortion. I gotta pull up that video.
Republicans are weird.
That's what
I don't want to think about that video again. That video, like Trump, like that video probably gave Trump like the fact that Dems would make a video like that just makes people like what the fuck?
They single-handedly made New Jersey a swing state.
Yeah, just people are like, what the hell? Radillo for 2. Massey would be very down the run for Senate. Yeah, he would lose.
Oh yeah, he'd be completely screwed in the primary. Like,
I will say, can we talk about the fact that your Republican congressman is literally just David Schweikart? They look the exact same.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah. Well, are they implying something with Schweikart? What are they implying?
Wait, was Dave Schweikart secretly going in those ads? How much was he being paid? Did USAID pay him off?
USAID paid him off.
Yes.
Oh, breaking news!
They paid him to appear in like literal corn.
Hold up, we got breaking news. We got breaking news before we end the stream. According to Eric Daughtry, let me pull this up. Eric Daughtry. Breaking. It's finally happened. LA Mayor Karen Bass has fired LA Fire Chief Christine Crowley. They say her name.
Yeah.
So the fire chief has been fired of LA. L's and chats. L's and W's.
Or
S spit.
yeah. Anyways, When's Karen Bass going to be fired next?
Who freaking knows? But yeah, Essa Spit.
I haven't heard anything about the recall effort, so they're probably just waiting for next year.
Yeah. Alright, so I think we're in the stream here, guys. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share it with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. I think that's it. We'll be back next Monday, and yeah. We'll see you guys next stream, video, or wherever you see us at.